Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up the demo, evaluation, development version of Elementor. Why have I given it so many names and what do I mean? Well, Elementor have found a neat way to allow you to test your website with the new version of Elementor before it's released. It's like a dev version, it's a pre-release version or whatever, but anyhow they've set up this very clever way for you to access that, and I would suggest that you do not set this up on your main system, but you set it up on a test site. Now, another thing Elementor's done very recently is they've allowed you now to set up sites on your local machine or on the cloud. But if you use the domain name .dev.local, .staging, .test, .example or .invalid, which you can run on a local machine, these sites will not count towards your license. So if you have a number of licenses and you're concerned that when you create development versions you're going to use up more licenses, this is a new thing from them. You will not use up more licenses. If you want to host these sites on the cloud, then you need to have your domain name as dev.yourdomainname or local.yourdomainname or test.yourdomainname or staging.yourdomainname. And again, the license count will not be used when you show this website. So here we have a website running on a local server, and you can see it's called l.local, so this won't count against my licenses. All I've done so far is install the Elementor package into the system, and you will see that I have a new option here called experiments, and if I click on that you can see I have some options. Now these options are things which are new to Elementor that you will be able to take advantage of soon, but you can test now. And so what shall we try? Well, as this is a test server, let's just try all of them. First one, optimize DOM output. So this is changing with markup, where Elementor is trying to improve the code that it uses. But there's a warning here that if you have some snippets of code it might cause a problem. So that will be a thing that developers could then check for, and you could as well. In other words, if you've got any custom code or any custom plugins, when you activate this it may cause a problem. So we'll activate that one. Next one is improved asset loading. So this reduces the amount of code that's loading on your page. So this is trying to speed up the system. That sounds really great. But this is status alpha. Now alpha means it's an early version experiment. Beta means should mean it's been tried and it works, but it's not perfect yet. So maybe you wouldn't want to install an alpha, but again I'm not worried here, I just want to see what happens. So I'll activate that one. Then we have another one of accessibility improvements. Again, may cause trouble with some Elementor widgets. Beta copy, I will say activate. And a new feature called landing pages being added to Elementor, which is really exciting for me because I'm really hot on customers having landing pages, and I prefer the landing pages to be within WordPress and not some other package somewhere else. So I'm going to activate that as well, and I hit save changes. Now we have a thing up here about Elementor Development Edition. It's actually asking me to install and activate a new plugin, so we'll do that. We'll install, we'll activate. What's interesting now is that we're now in the plugins bar, and you can see it says there's a new version 3.2.dev. So what's happening now is I'm updating my core Elementor plugin with the dev version, with the new version. Also down here, my pro version of Elementor, also there's a dev version to install, so I'll update that as well. And a rather big warning, just to make sure you know this could be a problem. So I'm going to say it again. Do not run this on your main site. Run this on a test site. And you will also notice that as we are upgrading the plugins, if the system doesn't work and you need to get the system back to what it was, you will need to delete these plugins and reinstall the standard ones, because there's no way that I can see to downgrade at the moment. So that Elementor is updated. The bottom one is nearly there. You can see I now have Elementor Dev warning me about the fact that I'm now on a dev version. And there we are, it's updated. So I'm going to hit dashboard so that the page will reload so you can see what's happened. Here's my Elementor. All looks fine. My posts, my pages, everything's looking good. The system is saying there's an update. I'm guessing that's probably just translations. It is. So let's just update the translations. There we are. Nice and clean. Now this is an empty site that I have here. But you see I now have this option called Development Edition, which tells me about the new version. That's fantastic. So what should we do? Well, you can now play with it. That's basically what you can do. So if I go to Pages, Add New, I can hit Publish. I can then edit that with Elementor. I can go into my existing pages and I can make sure that everything works. Make sure that all the bits are working, everything is working. I want to go into the site and test it. Now I have this development version working. What I might do is I might import one of my sites into here and make sure that everything that I think should be working is working. It's that easy to run. If you need to set up a dev environment on your PC, then check out the videos for that as well. But otherwise, this is really a great move by Elementor. Very much appreciated. And I'm going to be using it a lot, and I think you should too. But for today, thank you for watching.